Now, last night, our mission team came back from North Carolina. Grab a microphone. I have my friend Roger coming up here for a minute. Our mission team was in North Carolina on a mission trip, and they were serving some folks in that community who were dealing with some difficulties in their homes. So they were doing home repairs. And I've invited Roger, who was on the mission trip, to come share with us a little bit about your mission trip. So my question for you, my first one is, can you tell us a little bit about what you did, what kind of work you did for the family that you served?
Okay, well, the man we served, named
George Boone.
George Boone, that's okay. George Boone. He lived in a double-wide modular mobile home that was probably 44, 45 years old and had been hit by Hurricane Florence 3 years ago. He was a man of faith because he said within a few weeks of that storm that God was going to help him take care of this place, but every time he turned around requesting help from FEMA, from the county, from church mission groups and so forth, they always found a way to turn him down. Insurance, he needed flood insurance, had to have a 36-inch foundation. His was 33, so he was turned down. But yet, he still tried to hang on to that faith. But he was at a pretty low point, I think. We got there and we had a total roof replacement renewal, subflooring in dining room, kitchen, hallways, bathroom, new water heater for the bathroom, new sink and vanity and so forth in the kitchen. A lot of work that the group did.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Roger. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the homeowner? Can you tell us a little bit about the relationship that you formed with the homeowner and what you learned about your work in North Carolina?
Yeah, the first day, he was a very withdrawn individual. Kind of stayed in the shadows. He had a grandson that he was babysitting, and we went about doing our work and so forth. But over the course of that first and second day, he started to like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. He started to blossom in talking with his son, George III. He's George Jr., his son, George III, who also had in his young career had done roofing work. He jumped right up there the first couple days that he was available and participated with us side by side doing the roofing. And even by the end of the week, he was requesting to know where we were going to be next and could he join our mission group. So, and he said to one of us that he had seen his father kind of spiral down in despair. He said he and his two siblings over the course of the past few years became ashamed because they saw their father living in such squalor and so depressed and lower month by month, day by day, and they felt helpless to do anything about it because it was beyond their financial means to fix this. So our mission obviously was to do physical repairs on the house, but what we saw happening was spiritual renewal of the man himself and the family.
Yeah. And can I ask you, I didn't ask you, he knew these questions obviously, this isn't a surprise interview, but I do want to ask you this, I didn't ask you before. How much do you feel like the work that you did on his home impacted him, and how much did the conversations you were able to have with him, how much did that impact you kind of used the words of he came out of his cocoon. How much, tell me about how much your relationship impacted with him. Were you able to talk to him? And
we were. In fact, that was part of our mission was to create relationship with him, and that was actually some of the best part. You know, working with tools is one thing, but working with people and souls is another. And his son said he had more energy than he had seen him to have in years because he was spiraling down. By the second day, he was participating, running around, helping with some of the tasks there on hand, and pushing his grandson around in a wheelbarrow until he almost couldn't lift his arms anymore. He had more energy, his son said, that he had seen in many years. So there was definitely a renewal, and he had so many naysayers 3 years back when the hurricane destroyed or did the damage to his home. And now we were kind of joking with him that he was right. He put his faith in God. God, in his time, allowed people to come and rebuild his home. And so it was his chance to say, I told you so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. And certainly the work that you did made a difference in his life, but also the relationships that you had made a difference. So thank you.
And can I add one other thing?
I guess so.
This is my second time doing this mission trip, and we were lucky enough, in a sense, to be in the same area. The Carteret County, North Carolina, had sustained 300 and some home damage, and the county still has about 200 families left that have not had renewals of their homes. And so we were lucky enough to be in the same area. We served 3 families in the spring, and we created such a start of a family, growing family in the spring, that all 3 of those homeowners came and joined us one night for dinner. And one of the 3 of them, they had kind of lost their faith through this whole thing, and they had a renewal of their faith in the Lord and even wanted to pay it forward. How can we put some money forward into future homes? And the son of George III, even wanted to join us on upcoming mission trips.
That's great. Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you.